Take a little sip of water and we will start right back up with Iwaihime. So in the last part we met, we kind of got to know more about Kanae, who is in the LCSC, the local community service club. She's in there with Tsubakiko and a few others that our main character knows, like Natsu, his friend, and then it's run by Mayuhime, or whatever her name is. Mayuhin. And so yeah, we're just gonna continue here. And of course, the best stopping point. Boys sure do love the long black hair look, don't they? Jealous much there, Kiko? With your short auburn hair?
鈴も好きなら、私も髪型変えちゃおっかな。
If that's your thing, maybe I'll change my hair too. Oh, you know, I should have changed the title for this one. I'll just try to remember what it is. Maybe I'll record like a 2-second video, and then I'll use that title for this one. I'll title it Auburn Hair is Cool Too. Alright.
僕はキコちゃんの髪型大好きだよ。
No, I love your hairstyle.
ありがとう。
What? Thank you.
ヒュー、スズムはなかなかの女殺しだね。
You're quite the Casanova, eh, Suzumu?
こりゃあとんでもない大型新人の登場だよ。に。
We've nabbed ourselves quite the catch here, haven't we?
では、日曜日は8時半に集合ね。遅れないでよ。
We're meeting at on Sunday at 8:30. Don't be late. 8:30 in the morning. They're gonna skip ahead to Sunday? There wasn't a cloud in the sky on Sunday. Almost like the weather itself was blessing my first foray into community service. We were standing in front of Susuda Station. Though I'd gone to the station several times before, this was my first time coming for a reason other than traveling.
おー、来た来た。やっぱ男子がいるとシャチホコ部も立派な感じになるね。
There you are. Man, having boys here makes the LCSC actually feel like a bona fide club. Alright, local community service club leader.
おはようございます、先輩。
Good morning, Minobe.
こういうこと初めてなんで、ちょっと緊張してます。
I'm a little nervous. I've never actually done anything like this before. I'll turn up the music a tick. A tick, not too much.
緊張なんかしないよ。ただだらーっとだるいだけ。
Don't sweat it, though I guess there is a bit of sweating involved.
でも募金活動なんて俺やったことないぜ。
I've never done a fundraiser before either.
黒髪さんは欠席かな。布川さんは仕事で忙しいと連絡がありました。
Guess Kurakami's sitting this out, and Nunokawa said she was busy with work.
仕事で忙しい。ススコってバイト禁止じゃなかったっけ？
Work? But I thought part-time jobs were banned at this school.
リリアンはご多忙な人だから。まあそのうちラッキーだったら会えるよ。
Well, Lillian's a busy bee. Maybe if you get lucky, you'll meet her at some point later, though.
はい。ではまずは駅長さんに挨拶に行くわよ。
Okay, let's introduce ourselves to the station master first. Today, we're holding a fundraiser in front of Susuda Station. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We introduced ourselves to the station master, then took the collection boxes, billboards, and banners out of the storeroom. We've got more members this time, so let's split into 2 groups.
普段は私と先輩の2人くらいしかいないからね。
Normally it's just Minobe and I, you see.
人数が多いのはいいことだよ。
It's always good to have more people.
では南口と北口の二手に分かれて募金をしましょう。
One will raise money at the south entrance, and the other will raise money in the north entrance.
二手に分かれるなら募金額で勝負してよな。
If we're splitting into teams, let's make this a competition. The team that raises the most wins.
すさら、俺たちのグレートな稼ぎでビビらせてやろうぜ。
Suzuhara, let's shock the world with our fundraising skills.
タマスズムンこっち来て。
Time out, time out. Suzumun, come here.
そうでキコチはそっち行って。そう
Good. Now, Kiki, you go over there. Yeah, just like that. Kiki must have been her nickname for Kiko. How cute. As per Minobe's instructions, we were split into male-female pairs. I was with Minobe, while Natsu was with Kiko.
やっぱり男女ペアの方が彩りがあっていいわよね。
There we go. Having boy-girl pairs makes this certainly far more interesting.
先輩、よろしくお願いします。
Let's do our best, Minobe.
まったり行こ
No need to get too enthusiastic here.
う。よーし、じゃあアツタくん、私たちもファイトだよ。
Alright then, Etsuda, let's knock this one way out of the park.
おう、やったるぜ。勝負だぜ、すさら。
Now you're talking. It's on, Suzuhara.
受けて立つよ。お互い頑張ろう。
Alright, challenge accepted. Let's both try our hardest.
んじゃ、負けた方はジュース1本おごるとかどう？
How about the losers buy the winners drinks?
いいっすね。そうじゃなきゃ燃えてこねえぜ。
Sounds good to me. Can't have a bet without some stakes.
でも、南口と北口で勝負になるかな？
But will it really be a fair contest between the two entrances?
キコチ、それはいいことに気づいたね。
Hee, you're sharp, Kiki. The south side of the station where we were now was by far the busier one. Whoever took this side would have a decisive advantage.
つまり南口を制した方がデュエルを制するってわけだな。
So whoever rules the south entrance rules the duel.
じゃんけんで決める？
Why don't we decide with rock, paper, scissors? Junken punch.
このじゃんけんに負けたらバトだね。
It'd be really bad for whoever loses, though.
募金勝負ってよりじゃんけん勝負も同然ってことかな。
I suppose you're right. I guess that would make it more of a Junken Shobu rock, paper, scissors contest than a fundraising contest. The winner would take the south entrance, while the loser would be stuck with the north entrance. It really was no better than a rock, paper, scissors competition over drinks.
それじゃあ確かにちょいと面白くないね。
You're right. That wouldn't be fun at all. Why don't you guys just swap sides halfway through?
いいよ。キコチーとナッチーは南口にしたらいい。
Fine then. Kiki, Natty, you guys can have the south entrance. This is what I thought she was gonna do. So she's gonna take the north, which is the worst, right? But we're gonna do better than them.
おっしゃー、このデュエルもらったぜ。
Oh yeah, this duel's ours.
いいんですか先輩？
You sure about this, Minobe?
いいって。仮にもオイラは部長だからね。
I am the president after all, even if only on paper.
その程度のハンデがないと面白くないっしょ。
There wouldn't be any thrill without a handicap like this.
さすがは部長ですね。懐が深いです。
You really are generous. You're so generous. You really are the president, huh?
でも北口でも頑張ればきっと勝負になると思います。
But if we work hard enough at the north entrance, I'm sure it'll be a fair competition.
よくぞ言ったぜ。だがグレートな男だからな。俺は侮らないぜ。
Those are some fighting words, but you're a great man, so I won't underestimate you.
ならお昼に南と北を交代にするとか。
The sensible one. Yeah, Kiko. We would switch sides, and then it would be fair. Why don't we switch entrances afternoon or something?
そんな気遣いいらないって。
No thanks.
北口でも勝てちゃうってこと。オイラとスズムンで証明してみせるって。
We'll light the floor with you, even at the north entrance. Suzumoon and I will prove it. You'll see.
じゃあそれぞれ頑張りましょう。
Okay, good luck to the two of you.
お天気がいいから熱中症に気をつけて。適宜持参の水筒で水分補給してね。
It's warm today, so make sure you don't get dehydrated. We brought along canteens, so feel free to use them.
生徒が熱中症、死亡、問われる責任、懲戒免職、死、そんなの嫌。
Speaking of dehydration, I better hydrate. A student gets dehydrated. Death. Responsibility. Question. Disciplinary discharge. Death. Anything but that.
じゃあ募金勝負開始。
Okie dokie. Let the fundraiser begin.
さあスズムン行こう行こう。登り場だと看板持ってくれる？
Let's get a move on, Suzumoon. Carry the banner and the billboard.
あったく、私たちも頑張ろう。
Let's give it our best, Tetsuda.
おうセサラやってやろうぜ。
You bet. It's on, Suzuhara. Yeah.
でもって私たちの奉仕活動が新聞の取材を受けちゃったりして。
Maybe our effort will get us in the newspaper.
素晴らしきシャチ運ぶ顧問は美人教師。テレビなんかに出ちゃったりして。いやー着ていく服がないわ。
The wonderful LCSC, the local community service club, the beautiful club advisor. And then I make my TV debut. Oh no, but I don't have anything to wear. Miss Hinagata wriggled around with an embarrassed look on her face. Minobe and Kiko were making their way to their positions as though they'd been through this a million times before. Determined to do our best, Atsuda and I parted ways, then met up with our respective teammate.
じゃあ登り旗を組み立てようかね。わかる？
Okay, put the banner together first. Do you know how?
こんな感じですか？
Do you do it like this?
うんうん。上出来上出来。
Aha! Perfect! The banner fluttered in the wind, reading, Aid to Children Orphaned in Car Accidents. Essentially, we were helping children who'd lost their parents in a car accident. The money from this fundraiser would be used to financially support the children.
今日まで健やかに過ごせたのは両親のおかげだし、
My parents are the reason I've been able to have such a peaceful life.
それをよく噛み締めて感謝しながら頑張りたいな。
When I think about it, I can't help but be grateful to my parents. It makes me want to really put my best foot forward here.
交通事故に限らず、いろんな理由で親がいなくなる子供がいるよ。
Well, kids have lost their parents to more than just car accidents.
そのいずれも子供側からしたらちょっとした不運の問題。
To these kids, it was all a matter of bad luck.
両親に感謝できるってこと自体、幸運にたくさん恵まれてたと自覚するべきだろうね。
The fact you have parents to thank should make you realize just how lucky you
は
are.
い、先輩、その通りだと思います。
I was kind of going through the motions with that one. I gotta go back. Let's see. The banner fluttered in the wind. It read, Aid to Children Orphaned in Car Accidents. Essentially, we were helping children who lost their parents in car accidents. The money from the fundraiser would be used to financially support the children who had been orphaned by car accidents. At first glance, Minobe seemed to be a bit too carefree for her own good. But that was all on the surface, and she was in fact a very considerate person. It was so generous of her to give Kiko and Natsu such a huge advantage like that. Maybe we'd end up losing the competition, but it would all be worth it just to see this side of Minobe.
お、
Huh?
何を勘違いしてんのスズムン。
Suzumu, you got the wrong idea, don't you?
何のことですか？
Huh? What do you mean by that?
この勝負、ジュースをかけてんだよ。ペットボトルだったら160円もする大金勝負。
We've got juice on the line. That's 160 yen a bottle. That ain't cheap.
9本入りスティックパンが100均で買えて、さらに60円も余る大金。
You know how much that is? You could buy 9 packs of breadsticks from a 100 yen shop with that kind of money and still have 60 yen left.
スティックパンが9本あれば朝食とお昼が両方賄えちゃうんだよ。
With 9 breadsticks, you're set for breakfast and lunch. Do you get that? What's with your nutrition?
よくわかんないけど、すみません。
I don't really understand, but I'm sorry.
おいらはね、勝ちを譲ったつもりもハンデを背負った気も全くないわけ。
Listen up, I didn't throw the match, and this isn't a handicap either.
勝てると思ったからこの北口を選んだのだよ。
I chose the north entrance so we could win.
この北口で勝てる。
You think we can win on this side? The north entrance was a bit of a ghost town compared to the south. Sure, there were still people, but it wasn't nearly as busy. If fundraising was fishing, then we cast our line in a place with we had cast our line in a place with few fish. And that didn't seem wise. But Minobe was saying such matters were trivial. Right, this wasn't fishing. We were up against humans, and this was a fundraiser meant to appeal to their consciences. If we gave it everything we had, then we'd touch their hearts and get them to donate.
ということですね。さすが先輩です。尊敬しました。
That's your plan, isn't it, Minobe? Ah, I'm really impressed.
よーし。となったら、精一杯張り切って大きな声を出すぞ。
In that case, I'll shout my heart out. But just as I was about to ask for donations, Minobe held her hand out.
スズム、まあまあ、ここはオイラに任せて。
Easy there, Tiger. I'll leave this to me.
今は伏せて待つとき。頃合いまでしばし待つのだよ。
Let's kick back and wait. Our time will come.
わかりました。
Oh god, okay. If there was a trick to winning, and she'd chosen the north entrance because of it, then what could the trick be? Whatever it was, I would just leave it to Minobe.
うん。
頃合いっていつまで待てばいいんですか？
How long will it be until our time?
焦るな若者よ。もうじきなのだ。
Relax, kid. Almost there.
もうじき。そういえば少し人が増えたような。
We are? Now that you mention it, it is a bit more crowded now.
そろそろサークル入場時間だからね。
Hehe. Those groups should be showing up any second now.
今なんて言いました？
Huh? What did you just say?
すすだ勤労会館へお越しのお客様、こちらの路地からまっすぐですよ。
Excuse me. If you're heading for the Susuda Labor Hall, it's right this way. Minobe's shouts caught the attention of some young girls coming out of the north entrance. A group of 3 girls rolling suitcases along gave a slight bow and thanked her. Moments later, several more young people dragged suitcases and carts out of the north entrance one after another. It didn't seem like they were Susuda residents. They all passed by and thanked Minobe for showing them the way.
すすだ勤労会館へお越しの皆様、お釣りの準備は十分でしょうか？
For those of you going to Susuda Labor Hall, do you have enough change ready?
開幕ダッシュで満札を出す御仁が何人も連続したらすぐにお釣りが切れちゃいますよ。
Once that event begins and they're paying with bigger and bigger money, you'll be out of change in no time.
お釣りのトラブルで列が伸びちゃったりしたら準備会に目をつけられないとも限りません。
The preparatory committee will be on you in a heartbeat if your lack of change holds your lines up too long.
楽しいサークル活動のためにもぜひお釣りをちゃんと用意しておきましょう。
Make sure you have enough change so you can carry out your sales in peace.
何の話ですか？
What are you talking about?
いいからいいから、スズムは黙って見ておればいいのだ。
Shh, just watch and learn from a pro.
この辺にコンビニってありますか？
Is there a convenience store nearby?
勤労会館に行く途中にはありませんよ。 お買い物は駅構内の売店でどうぞ。
And not on the way to the labor hall. You're welcome to do your shopping around the station, of course.
でも両替目的のお買い物にはご注意を。そういうお客さんが多いんで渋い顔をされますよ。
But you'll get a lot of dirty looks if you're just shopping to get change. Lots of people will be doing that.
どうしよう。そういえば私お釣りの用意忘れてた。
Oh, what am I gonna do? I totally forgot about change.
この辺り両替のできる場所ありませんか？
Are there any banks or places with ATMs nearby?
日曜日だしね。すすだには全然そういうのはないですね。
It's Sunday. There's no places like that open in all of Susuda.
ですがご安心を。こんなこともあろうかとサークル様専用のお釣りセットをご用意。
But worry not. We anticipated this and have prepared a special deal for your groups. Give us 2 pennies and we'll give you change.
ほんのちょっぴりの善意のご寄付をいただくだけで1000円札から500円玉、100円玉までいろいろと取り揃えておりますよ。
For a tiny charitable donation, we can break those bills for you. Minobe opened a bag on her shoulder, revealing multiple bank envelopes. They were neatly sorted into 1,000 yen bills, 500 yen coins, and 100 yen coins.
じゃあ寄付しますんで両替お願いします。
Okay, here's my donation. Change, please.
この人両替してくれるって。
This girl says she'll break her bills for us.
私もちょっとお願いしようかな。
Maybe I should do it, just in case. We had a crowd of young men and women lining up before we knew it. Everyone generously tossed us 100 yen coins. Before I could even process what was happening. 10 yen coins were generally the standard for fundraisers, meaning that just one of them was worth 10 ordinary people. In other words, we might as well have had dozens of donators lining up.
先輩、両替商みたいですね。
Minobe, this is just like an exchange counter.
今日この人たちが来ることを知っていて、あらかじめ用意をしてたんですか？
Did you prepare this, knowing all these people would be coming today?
人数が増えたから二手に分かれて募金しようってなるのは読めていたのだ。
I suspected we'd be split into 2 teams now that we have more members.
熱血感のバトル好きなナッチーの性格もすでに計算済みさ。
And I figured Natty would be raring for a competition. Natty was probably Natsu's nickname. Minobe sure had a knack for those kind of nicknames.
北口と南口に分かれて勝負だと言えば絶対に乗ってくると思ったのだよ。
I had a hunch Natsu would suggest a challenge once he knew we'd be splitting up.
それで今日、勤労会館で何かあることを調べて、その人たちが両替を望んでいることを事前に知って。
So you figured out the labor hall was what the labor hall was doing today, and learned those people would be wanting to swap for change?
ジュース代がかかっておる。おいらは160円のためならそのくらいは朝飯前なのだ。
With 160 yen on the line, it was all a piece of cake. This sounds like a lot of trouble to go to save, like, what? 320 yen or whatever for the 2 people? Unless you're buying drinks for more people. I'm sure he's gonna mention that. I didn't know whether to say it was a well-prepared plan or just plain stingy. I mean, considering she thought 160 yen was a lot of money.
一般入場の皆さん、こんにちは。すすだ勤労会館への道はこちらですよ。
Hi, welcome buyers. The Susuda Labor Hall is right this way.
ですが、両替のために1万円札でのお買い物はやめましょう。ご近所迷惑になりますよ。
But don't go shopping just to exchange your 10,000 yen bills. It'll just cause problems for our local businesses.
近所迷惑になれば、会場がイベントに貸してくれなくなってしまいますよ。
And if the whole neighborhood complains, then the labor hall won't host the event anymore.
1万円札を出されたら、 サークルさんも大弱り。好きなサークルに迷惑をかけちゃうのです。
The people you're buying from will have a hard time with those 10,000 yen bills, too. You don't want to make your life difficult for your favorite group of people, do you?
皆さんの楽しいイベントを守るために、徹夜や迷惑両替などはやめましょう。
Don't stay out all night or bother people for change to protect the event you all love.
ああ、両替お願いします。
Oh, change please.
募金しますから1000円札お願いします。
Here's my donation. Can I have some 1,000 yen bills?
何の行列？スタッフの人？
What's with this line? Are they staff?
無関係みたい。両替するなら募金してほしいんだって。
It doesn't sound like it to me. It sounds like they're giving change out to people who donate.
募金無視して次のイベント落選したりとかしたら怖いから入れてこう。
I don't want to get the event shut down because we ignored the fundraiser. Let's donate too. We were rounding up a massive crowd. I didn't feel like this was how a proper fundraiser was conducted, but it wasn't like we were tricking them or anything. Are you so sure about that? Minobe just happened to bring along some change, and these people just happened to want it. They were actually donating out of the goodness of their hearts. Yeah, that was all. Apparently, she'd known ahead of time that there would be some kind of event nearby where a lot of young people would show up. And since she knew there'd be a lot of people going through the north entrance today, she also knew they'd want change.
募金っていうのはただ立って呼びかけをすればいいだけだと思ってました。
Here I'd thought fundraising just involved calling out to people and waiting for them to donate.
でもそれ以上に周到な準備がいるってことですね。勉強になりました。
But I guess it takes a lot of prior prep, huh? This was enlightening.
そりゃよかったね。あ、そっちの封筒から100円玉を5枚よろしくね。
Glad to hear it. Oh, could you get me 5 100 yen coins from that envelope?
でもこんなに若い人たちが大勢来るようなどんなイベントがあるんでしょうね。
But what kind of event attracts this many young people?
艦砲射撃よーいドン。知らない？
Bombardment and boom. You ever heard of that event? Can't say I have.
いえ。
まあそのイベント目当てに今日大勢がこのスーパー北口さんにやってきてるわけよ。
Well, there's tons of people coming through Mr. Super North entrance here to get to it.
はあ、93式酸素魚雷満載で重いわ。
It sure is heavy being loaded with Type 93 torpedoes.
よくわかんないけど今日はすっごく勉強になりました。
I don't know what you're talking about, but today's been very enlightening. Me neither. As noon approached, the crowds died down and the north entrance went back to normal. The people were strange creatures. Sorry, people are such strange creatures. If they see a crowd, they join right in. Thanks to that large crowd of people going to that bombardment event, even people who weren't stopped by to donate. As a result, the now deserted north entrance had netted us just enough. All thanks to Minobe's scrupulous prep. Though I was a little bit surprised at just how much money she brought along for the exchanges. Yeah, where did she get the money? She probably wasted more money for that.
オイラは自分の全財産を常に持ち歩いているのだよ。
I always walk around with all my money. You wanna get mugged?
いつ冒険が始まるかわからないからね。
You never know when an adventure's gonna start after all.
冒険はね、カレンダーに予定を記す旅行なんかとは違うのだよ。
Adventures are different from those trips you plan and mark on your calendar, right?
ある日突然、未知なる国へ冒険に行かなければならなくなるものなのさ。
You never know when you're gonna get whisked away to some faraway nation.
先輩っていろいろと用意周到なんですね。
You're prepared for everything, aren't you?
でも今日お釣りで多分何万円かは使いましたよね。
But you brought tens of thousands of yen for today's money exchange, right?
先輩って結構お金持ちですね。
You must be rich.
お金持ち？オイラが？
Me? Rich? Minobe cackled with surprise, as if to say, don't be ridiculous.
おいらは逆なの。超貧乏だから日頃からずっとお金を貯め続けてるわけ。
It's in fact the exact opposite. I'm super poor, so I've made it a habit to save all my money.
いつ冒険が始まるかわからないからですね。
Because you never know when an adventure might start.
そういうわけ。お金だけじゃないよ。ナイフもランプもカバンに詰め込んでるのだ。
Yeah, and it's not just money. I've got a knife, a lantern in my bag too. Minobe opened her bag, revealing various tools you'd take camping and such.
先輩の冒険カバンなんですね。
So this is your adventurer's bag, isn't it?
そう。おいらはこう見えて冒険のお姫様。不思議の国のエリスさんだからね。
Oh. Yeah, I may not look it, but I'm actually an adventurer princess, for I am Elise of Wonderland.
不思議の国のアリスじゃなくて
Not Alice?
そうそう。おいらの名前カナエだから。だから絵を取ってエリスさん。
Right, my name's Kanae, right? So Elise comes from the E in there.
僕がスズムンだからてっきり先輩はミノベンかカナチーだとばかり。
You call me Suzumun, so I figured you'd be Minoben or Connie or something like that.
お姫様の名前は下々とは少々命名規則が違うのだよ。
The naming conventions for princesses are a bit different than commoners.
じゃあこれからはエリス先輩って呼びます。
Then if it's okay with you, Kanae, I'm gonna call you Elise from now on.
あ、ダメダメ。それは向こうの世界での呼び名なの。
Ah, don't do that. That's my name in the other world.
その名で呼んだらスズムンも向こうの世界に呼び寄せられちゃうよ。
You get dragged into the other world if you started calling me that, Suzumu.
向こうの世界って
What do you mean by that world?
胡蝶の夢って知ってる？
You ever heard of the butterfly dream?
自分が蝶の夢を見たのかそれとも蝶が自分という夢を見ているのかって話ですよね。
You mean whether you're a human dreaming of being a butterfly, or if you're a butterfly dreaming of being human?
そして
Oops, sorry. And how there's no way of telling which is right, right?
ならばどちらが夢で現実かなどわざわざ考えることはバカらしい
To me
と
that
いうような話だったと思います。
to me that means it's foolish to question whether something is real or a dream.
そうそう。どちらが夢かどちらが現実かなんて誰にもわかんないんだって。
Exactly. People don't know what's reality or a dream.
なら人は誰しも2つの現実で生きてるってことになるわけ。
Which means you live in two realities.
そうですね。夢と現実の区別がないならそれはどちらも現実ということになります。
Exactly. Then if there's no difference between dream or reality, they could both be right.
そういうこと。つまりここの現実ではオイラは見延かなえ3年生シャチホコ部の部長。
Uh-huh. So in this reality, I'm Kanae Minobe, a high school senior and president of the SCLC.
で向こうの現実でのオイラはエリス見延県王国のお姫様なの。
Meanwhile, in the other reality, I'm Elise, princess of the Kanae Minobe Kingdom.
見延県って
The Kanae Minobe Kingdom? It took me a second to get it. Kanae as in arcane, but with her name instead. She must have come up with the name of the fictional Kanae Minobe Kingdom based on that. Minobe really was funny. She was admirable and humorous all in one. She regaled me with stories of her adventures in the kingdom of her dreams. From my point of view, she was telling me about things she'd imagined, but she saw it as a bona fide other world. So to her, these adventures she'd really gone on. Though those stories were based off Alice in Wonderland, they were very creative, unique, and absurd. I could listen to her stories forever.
まあオイラはお姫様だから王国を外敵から守らなきゃならない時もあるわけさ。
Well, I am a princess, so I have a duty to protect my kingdom from invaders.
それで最近はセチュの王様とかいうのがしつこくてね。
The latest one is a very persistent bastard called the Sec King.
セチという国の 王様ですか？
So he's the king of a country called Sech?
ちょっと違う。セチュっていうチェスのイカれたみたいのがあるんだよ。
Not exactly. Sech is like the super messed up version of chess.
そのセチというゲームに強い王様ってことですね。
Then he's a king that's really good at Sech?
そうそう。んで、セチュでオイラに勝負を挑んでくるわけ。
Yeah, so he's always challenging me to Sech matches.
オイラはそんなゲームには興味ないんだけどね。
Honestly, I don't have any interest in that stupid game.
付き合わないと暴れるめんどくさいやつでさ。
But he freaks out and throws a tantrum if I don't play with him.
その上負けたら家族に加われとか冗談じゃないっつーの。
What's more, he says all this gross stuff about how he'll add me to his family if I lose.
まあ、遊んでやれば機嫌を良くしていろいろとくれたりもするんだけどね。
Well, playing with him does put him in a better mood, and he does give me stuff.
でも先輩の望まないゲームですよね。じゃあやっぱり悪いやつです。
But you don't want to play, right? That makes him terrible in my eyes.
僕がその場にいたら帰ってくださいってきっぱりと言うのに。
If I were there, I'd tell him to go back to where he came from.
スズムンは優しいな。
Oh, you're such a nice guy, Suzumun.
そうですか？嫌なことや悪いことには毅然と対応すべきだと言われてきたので。
You think so? I was just taught to stand up for what's right is all.
誰に？
And who taught you that?
お父さんです。しつけには厳しい人なんで。
My dad. He's strict when it comes to discipline.
そっか。
I see.
厳しいけどきっといいお父さんなんだね。
He's strict, but I bet he's a really awesome dad.
スズムンがこんなにいい子なんだから間違いないよ。
It must be thanks to him you turned out so good.
僕はそのいい子を目指して修行中のまだ普通の子です。
Nah, I'm just a normal dude, working towards being that good someday.
なるほどね。ナッチーが君のことをグレートって呼ぶのちょっとわかるわ。
I got it. I get it now. Natty's right to call you great all the time.
私の不思議の国の話をこんなに真面目に聞いてくれて。
You took my story about Wonderland seriously and all.
その上こんなに真剣に相槌を打ってくれたの君が初めてだよ。
Everybody else is all like, yeah, okay, whatever. But you were really listening to me. Minobe smiled. Though she was always smiling, it was the first time I'd seen her smile like that.
仮に夢の話だとしても先輩の不思議の国の話はとても面白いです。
Even if they were all dreams, your stories about Wonderland are very interesting.
夢日記って言うんでしたっけ？そんな感じで日々記してまとめたら面白い気がします。
You know these dream diary things? It'd be very fun if you wrote about those every day.
ああ、夢日記は縁起が悪いからとかなんとかで母にはダメって言われてたんだけどね。
I can't do a dream diary. You know, my mom says they're bad luck.
オイラにとっては夢じゃない。もう一つの現実なんだから。
Besides, they're not dreams to me. They're another world.
だから、
Plus, take a look at this. Minobe took a well-used notebook out of her bag. The cover read Elise's Adventures in Wonderland.
どんなことが書いてあるんですか？見たいな。
What kind of adventures do you have in there? I'd love to read them.
絶対に嫌だよ。恥ずかしい。
No way, too embarrassing. Minobe put the notebook back in her bag, but a bashful smile played on her lips.
そのセチの王様とかいうやつ
You're fighting against the Sect King now, aren't you?
見事に撃退できた話を聞くの楽しみにしてますね。
I'm looking forward to his defeat.
そうだね。
So
オイ
am
ラも
I.
それを期待してるよ。まあオイラは駒出し係で勝負はウサギさん次第なんだけどね。
Though I'm just the peacemaker, the actual match is in Mr. Rabbit's hands.
その駒出し係というのは
What is the-
何なんですか？
What does the peacemaker do?
先輩の話の中でセチュに関わる役みたいな感じで何度か出てきたんですけど。
It keeps coming up in your stories, so is it some kind of role in Sech, right?
まあいろいろあるわけよ。口じゃうまく説明できない。
It's complicated. I don't know how to put it into words. Not like I could tell him. Ripping out your own body parts to create new pieces wasn't something you wanted to talk about.
エリス、大丈夫？
You better be prepared. This is gonna be a, painful bit here. Elise, you alright?
よかった。腕も指も生えてきたよ。歯も目玉も生えてきた。
Thank goodness, your arms and fingers grew back, so have your teeth and eye.
まあ、オイラは無敵の不死身だからね。
Well, I am the immortal princess, Elise the undefeated. It seemed I'd lost consciousness from having my body ripped apart. Guess I shouldn't have been surprised anyone would faint after having something that messed up happen to him.
おや、お目覚めですか？おはようモーニングですよ、エリス姫。
Oh, you're awake. Good morning, Princess Elise.
いい夢は見られましたですか？
Did you have a good dream?
こっちが夢だったらどんなにかよかったかね。
Boy, it'd be so nice if this were the dream. But this was also reality. That hellish pain, getting my fingers and arm torn off, all of it. It was too real to be a dream. The crowdy rout of audience of card soldiers had completely vanished. The only ones here were me, the rabbit, and the pimple-faced bastard himself, the Setch King. What happened to the Setch match? The audience was gone, so did that mean it was over?
で、ウサギさん、勝負はどうなったわけ？
Well, how did the match go, Mr. Rabbit?
頑張ったよ。僕はすごく頑張ったんだ。
I tried so hard.
僕ちん、大苦戦したんでちゅ。大ピンチの連続だったんでちゅよ。
It was a really tough game. It was one hurdle after the next for me.
ああ、もういいわ。なんかオイラ、オチがわかったわ。
Okay, that's enough. I get the picture. Several large pieces of various shape were strewn across the Setch board, but they were all black. Not even one of our red pieces was to be found.
すっごく頑張ったけど、全滅したわけね。
You tried really hard, huh? But you still lost completely.
ごめんよ。エリスが倒れてる間に絶対決着をつけようと思ったんだよ。
Sorry, Elise. I was trying so hard to help you win while you were unconscious.
オイラの指だの腕だの歯だの目玉だのを引っこ抜いて潰して。
I tore out all those body parts? For this?
ごめんよ。本当に頑張ったんだよ。信じてよ、エリス。
I tried my best. You gotta believe me, Elise.
というわけで、エリス姫。
She didn't promise
僕ちんとの
anything.
約束は守ってもらいますよ。
Which means you have to keep your promise, Princess Shalashu.
約束ってなんだっけ？
Which one was that again?
寝る前に必ず歯を磨く。
Brush all my teeth before I go to sleep?
この国がこいつのものになっちゃうんだよ。
Our kingdom is now his.
そしてお前さんは僕ちんの家族に加わるのでちゅ。
You promised to join my family.
僕ちんはセチュでの約束はいつも守ってきましたでちゅよ。
I always kept promises made in Shech.
そうだね。オイラが勝った時にもちゃんと約束は守ったね。
True, I guess you did keep promises whenever I won.
そうでちゅ。これまでいっぱい負けてお小遣いをあげてきましたでちゅよ。
Right? I've lost so much and given so much money every time you won.
だから今度はエリス姫が約束を守る番なのでちゅよ。
So now it's your turn to keep the promise.
僕ちんの新しい家族に加わってみんなで幸せになるでちゅ。
Now you get to join my new family and be happy with everybody.
新しい家族を みんなも歓迎してくれるでちゅよ。
You'll be welcomed with open arms. Oh boy, I wanted to tell him my mom was not enough family for me. Was enough
仕
family
方
for
ない
me.
な
Fine.
あ
He'd just get in a really bad mood and throw a fit if I said no anyway. Fine, but this is just for pretend, right? Nothing more?
家族愛は何にも勝る愛情なのでちゅ。
Hehe, familiar love conquers all.
エリス姫にもそれが分かってもらえて、僕ちんは本当に嬉しいでちゅ。
I'd be happy if he came to understand that too, Elise.
へいへい。
おっと、家族でないやつがいるでちゅね。
Oh, but I got an
お前さ
outsider
んは
here.
もうあっちへ行けでちゅよ。
Hey, you, get washed.
耳はつかまないでよ
Don't pull my ears. The Setch King pulled on Mr. Rabbit's ears, then threw him off into the distance. Well, there he went, like a home run in baseball.
さあさあ、これで今度こそ家族水入らずでちゅよ。
Good, now our family is free of outsiders.
でも新しい家族になる前には必要なイニシエーションがありまっちゅ。
There's an initiation you gotta go through before you can join my family.
へいへい。家族ごっこはめんどくさいね。
Yeah, yeah. Playing house sucks.
ではでは、エリスは僕ちんたちの新しい家族に加わりまっちゅって誓うのですよ。
Now then, swear you will join my new family. Say it.
うげー。
I'd hate anything someone forced me to say. Especially since I didn't want to be part of this pimply-faced bastard's family. Even as a joke. But I'd lost, so I had to keep my end of the bargain. No, I couldn't sound embarrassed saying it. This scum was the kind of guy who'd get off on that. I had to say it plain and simple.
エリスは
I will
セチの王様の新しい家族に
join the Such
な
King's
り
new
ます。
family. There, I said it. Happy now? But right before I could say that, the world went dark, as if someone had flipped a light switch. The sky's colors were wondrous, typical of a night in Wonderland. It wasn't black as crow feathers like it was in the other world. Dazzling silver moon shone in the heavens. Countless fairies danced rainbows across the sky. Would have been a magical sight if I were the only one here. That is.
どんな景色もあんたと一緒じゃ興ざめだね。
Anything looks like crap when you're around. When I turned around, I almost jumped when I saw the eyes and nose right in front of me. Instead, his usual frivolous expression was nowhere to be found. Instead, he gave me a sharp glare that sent shivers down my spine, one I'd never seen from him before. I'd always found the Such King annoying, but never once had he actually scared me. Overcome with that fear, I fell on my backside. The Such King smirked as if he found it amusing. And just like that, he was back to his usual dumb grin on his ugly, pimply face.
嬉しいでちゅよ、エリス。
I'm so glad, Elise.
そしてもう寂しくないでちゅよ。
You'll never be
エリ
lonely
スに
again.
は互いを思い合う大勢の家族ができたのでちゅから。
You'll never be lonely again, now that you've joined my big, caring family. Nothing in this world was more sacred and wonderful than familial love. Romantic love is held up as the most sacred love of all, but when you really think about it, it's bashed on the unstable scale known as lust. Repulsive, wouldn't you say? Romance and the like are nothing but fancy garments to drape over lust. And at the end of the day, that rampage lies divorce and the destruction of familial love. Repulsive. Utterly repulsive.
僕ちんはね、思うのでちゅよ。家族愛とは男女の性差を飛び越えた真の愛情。
Creepy dude. It's my belief that familial love is the true love that transcends the difference between man and woman.
人は肉欲という煩悩から解放されるためにその根源となる性差を克服せねばならないのでちゅう。
So they gotta subjugate the difference between men and women to liberate mankind from the evil passion known as lust.
だから僕ちんは伝えたい。家族の愛の素晴らしさを。
So he's gonna preach the beauty of familial love. Ugh, gross. Does he fancy himself a philosopher or something? Whatever, guess I'll play along with it. Whatever puts him in a good mood. Uh-oh. Oh no!
突然で驚かせちゃいましたでちゅね。
What? He did indeed have legs, but there were many of them. There were too many of them. Because Sech King's lower half was like a caterpillar the size of a human. I couldn't take my eyes off that horrifying sight. Those countless legs constantly squirmed. That pattern of venomous, dark red blotches.
僕ちんのまだら模様いかがでちゅか。
What do you think of these spots? Aren't they beautiful?
これからは驚くことはないんでちゅよ。だって家族なんでちゅからね。
Don't look so surprised. We're family now, aren't we? Ugh.
今度僕ちんのお城で紹介する他の家族たちもみんな綺麗な模様なんでちゅよ。
The rest of my family have these beautiful spots too. He reached for his neck as if he were taking off a sweat-drenched shirt. And then, with a wet, slithering noise, slid his upper body half.
今日は暑かったから汗でびちょびちょでちゅよ。
Today was so hot. I was sweating up a storm. The body I thought was the Sech King was sloppily thrown aside. He was a giant caterpillar covered in odious red and black spots. The only thing that remained the same was the disgusting pimple face of his. I felt like I was going mad from the shock. That was why the aspect of him was actually a minor relief to me. His countless legs wriggled loud as he slithered over to me. Still frozen where I sat, I could only watch as he covered my body with his.
何するの？
僕ちんの芋虫ランドの家族に加わるのでちかな。
You're going to join my caterpillar family.
エリスにも家族みんなとお揃いの素敵な芋虫模様になってほしいのでちゅんよ。
So I want to give you these beautiful caterpillar spots, just like the rest of my family. With a squishy noise, something came. The giant caterpillar hanging over me released something. Ah! Had a sharp tip like a lance. Strings of light mucus blotched with red dangled from the tip like a nosebleed. The giant caterpillar let out a strained grunt. It was colorful and repulsive green concoction, not unlike blood with sickly green snot.
大丈夫でちゅよ。怖くないでちゅよ。
Don't worry, nothing to be afraid of.
アリスを芋虫ランドの家族に迎えるための大切なイニシエーションなのでちゅよ。
This is the vital initiation for you to join the caterpillar's family. The tube brushed my calf, knee, and thigh, leaving traces of bloody mucus on me as it did.
痛いしやめない。
Stop it! It hurts.
大丈夫でちゅよ。でちゅよ。痛くないでちゅよ。
Don't worry, this won't hurt a bit.
エリスにも。 芋虫ランドの新しい家族にふさわしい素敵なまだら模様を描いてあげまちよ。
I'll etch magnificent spots on you, perfect for my new caterpillar and family.
そうしたらもうエリスは身も心も僕ちんたちの家族なのでちゅ。
And then your body and mind will belong to our family.
痛くないでちゅよ。痛くないでちゅよ。
This won't hurt a bit. The pain wasn't anything like being injected with a syringe. No, it was like having a rusty dagger and a metal pole shoved inside my thigh. He was no longer speaking a human language. He let out a monstrous sound, befitting his appearance, as he kept. My mind was full of pain, terrifying chills, and nausea. Couldn't even breathe. Before long, the Sech King let out a chilling roar. I felt a disgusting surge of heat. My inner thigh was swelling up with a fist-sized lump. Before long, airy and repulsive spots of brilliant colors surfaced from within the lump. The Sech King's eyes rolled back as he cackled, giving his body over. Pretty messed up. A reddish-brown goop dripped out of the hole in the lump in my inner thigh. The lump shivered, and an eerie, vivid spot pattern akin to an odious caterpillar's rose to the surface. But I hadn't reached hell's deepest depths yet. There was no way the initiation into this caterpillar's family would end so meagerly. Oh no. Don't stab me there, I'll die. He stabbed the tube between my skin and the underlying fat this time. With ominous grunts. Fist-sized lump swelled up on the right side. As yet another garishly colored spot pattern rose from the lump. At this rate, my whole body truly would be covered in these disgusting caterpillar spots. Stop it. No. There was no way he would. Move to the center of my chest. I don't want him. I don't want him. I'm just covering these in spots. I won't be part of your caterpillar family, so just stop. I was trapped in a torturous cycle. Pain, repulsion. The only way I could find some sort of escape from those was letting my heart freeze over. The Prince of Moonshot wouldn't be coming to save me. Every time I regained consciousness, I found myself rolled face up or face down. I could see the disgusting lumps all over my body. Lumps? No, that wasn't right. My body was swelling up. By now, I was already a caterpillar monster. That was messed up. And she's back to normal. I guess we'll stop with that horrible scene. And the next time we can do something more refreshing. See you next time.